Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Elevating Fatherhood. My name is Alex.
My name is Sean. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all of our future videos. Today we're actually going to be answering some questions from Jacob, so thank you very much for those.
Yeah man, huge shout out to Jacob for posting that comment in our last video, giving us some ideas for some great content for this video. Really appreciate it. In this video, we're going to be discussing two topics that really intertwine really well. His question was about what to expect to change in life becoming a new dad, and what to expect to change in your relationship with your significant other by having a new baby, starting a new family. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the relationships and how that's going to change. And Sean is really going to touch a lot of bases on what's just going to change in life in general, becoming a new dad.
Yeah. So first off, there's no perfect way to parent, or at least I don't know of one. Kids are different. Everyone's going to have their own parenting thing. I just believe that there's certain things that are the same across the board, so your situation is going to be different than somebody else's, whether it's a life situation, work situation, however that may be. These are just some commonalities that Alex and I have talked about and just kind of seen some things that are similar across the board. So with that being said, this is by no means is one size fit all, but think of it as an outline of maybe what to expect, prepare for worst case scenario, and go on from there. So first things first, being a dad, it's funny that it's to say what it is like to be a new dad, because according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 17.4 million children lived in fatherless homes in 2020. And though that is 2.5% lower, a decrease than the years prior, that is still a significant amount of children who are going their entire lives without dads, and we can see those effects ripple across our society. I mean, fatherless statistics have been tied in with teen pregnancy and teen suicide, and kids need dads. It's a very important role. And so though when you become a new dad, a lot changes and a lot more is asked of you, is required of you. Don't think of it as a daunting task. Take it one day at a time and move forward. First thing, everyone's going to talk about sleep. That's cool. But I don't think they really talk about your schedule. Not only are you not sleeping the same amount of hours, but now those hours that you're awake, your time, your priority is skewed. It's not you don't get your hobbies, you don't get your gym time, you don't get your going out with your boys or anything like that. And don't think you're the only one suffering either. Your spouse, your wife, or however the situation is flipped, who's ever taking care of the kids, more like in my situation, I'm a stay-at-home dad. You just realize that they're just spending all their time focused around keeping these things alive, these wonderful blessings. And so your schedule's not going to be the same, and that's fine. Embrace it. It can still be what you make of it. You'll learn to prioritize a lot more and fit into your schedule what you know is needed into that schedule. Another thing, and this is kind of hard to really hit in one go because kids are just so different, but this is kind of on that same topic of them being so different. If you have multiple kids, you're not going to be able to parent them all the same. I mean, kids are totally different from one day to the next, and their day is set up like a season. My son is not a morning riser, and my two girls are. You get my boy around lunchtime, and he's an animal, and he's ready to go, and he's got all the energy, and just don't talk to me around that time because I'm getting kind of tired and lagging about that time of day. But it's just figuring that out with your kids and what works best for them and what times of day. And those things that we notice about ourselves that we're getting tired, it's those things that you're going to teach a small individual, and like keeping that clarity and keeping that sense of mind of like they don't know any better, and so to direct them and help them overcome it, whether they're tired, hungry, whatever, and to move forward past that is definitely going to be a challenge, because you have, and I guess that's that curse of knowledge, because you've accomplished this, because you have it under control. You're like, oh, why can't this little person just go to bed? Well, because now they're overtired and all sorts of other things, and just really keeping that cognitive clarity to help your children in those moments. It'll help you so much more in the long run, and it'll be worth it, really. And it's little things like that, being flexible with your schedule and being clear of mind to help your children grow and move forward, that I think is really important for guys and girls alike. For your sons, dads, you are setting the example of the standard of a man of what your son should be, and for your daughters, you're trying to emulate the man that they should marry. You know, honest, flexible, someone who is calm and you know, concerned, compassionate, all those things that a father should be. You are putting that out there for them, and they're going to roll off of your leadership. 100%.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I really like how you mentioned priorities, because I like to think of it too as like before your child is born, it's like you have your life right here in the palm of your hands, and you just have all the things that you do and your free time. Everything's just here, and
It's perfect.
It's this perfect little life. And obviously we all have struggles. I'm not saying we all have these perfect little lives, but everything that's in your hands, that's in your life now, just gets thrown up in the air. And it's like, whoa, okay, I gotta prioritize now. What's most important? What can I live without? And what do I need to keep? Because there are some things we have to keep. We can't completely lose ourselves in the service of our children and our family. We still have to have some of that balance for us, but prioritizing how it's important. And understanding that now that you have a child in your life, it's the number one priority for you and your spouse. And working together as a team, I think, is really important, to have a unity and recognizing together, okay, what's important? Everything's got thrown up in the air in our lives, and we need to take what's most important and work with that. And what we focus on expands, and so as we focus on our children and working with each other, and trying to figure out how to help each other have some of that free time once in a while, it's a new challenge. But like Sean was saying, it's worth it. It's an amazing opportunity for growth. You start to learn new skills. You get better at other things, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
But that kind of actually can lead into the other part of the question, which is, what can I expect to change in my relationship? Sean's told me about some of the things that he struggled through, and he'll share some of that at the end when I'm done. But and I really like what he has to say. The things for me that I think I've noticed the most is, one is that free time. You don't have the opportunity to go on dates like you used to before and just go do things on a whim. Now you have a responsibility that really does tie you up a lot, and you got to find babysitters. You got to find people who are willing to work with you. And it can get pretty difficult sometimes, finding people who want to help. And just sometimes it's just like, dude, I don't want to have to try to even find a babysitter.
Right.
Like, you're tired, it's the end of the day, you know, you're not sleeping as much, and so it can be difficult. But it's like saying, Sean, it's worth it. We're not trying to scare you away, okay?
No.
The baby's really
Just a reality check, you know?
total reality check, because it's coming, and we don't want to lie to you about it. And have you be mad at us that we didn't say it's all rainbows and
They
Skittles
said it'd be easy.
yeah, bunny rabbits, you know? Like, no, it's a challenge, but every challenge is an opportunity for growth. And to be completely honest, I feel that's where most happiness comes from. I derive so much joy from being a father. It's so amazing to me. And when I was married, definitely some dynamics changed in our relationship. And so a lot of that joy that we used to get from each other is now distributed to another person. There's someone else in the mix. And so things kind of get shifted around. And that's okay. It can all circle around as we learn to work together as a team. Now, every relationship is going to be different. Every mother's going to have a different parenting style. Every father's going to have a different parenting style. But just recognize that you're doing your best and your significant other is doing their best as well. So work with each other. Try to talk each other up, uplift each other, work as a team, stay unified. Recognize the importance of the priority of the child. And like Sean was saying, is that the father sets a lot in place for your children. a father has the opportunity to teach his daughter something else. I really like you said before in the past to me is that you get to teach her value, and how much is she going to value herself. A father gets to teach his son, like Sean was saying as well, how to be a good man, how to be respectful, we set the tone for that. And so it's an opportunity for us to self-reflect and go, I mean, I can't count how many times I've said things around my kids where I'm like, and they've repeated it, and I'm like, crap, dude.
I don't know where they heard that, bro. It's the darndest thing.
Right? And so you have to self-reflect and think, what kind of person am I actually being? And so it moves us in a direction to make us better. To make us better men, better dads, better husbands, everything. So, relationship, it's going to change. There's going to be some different dynamics. But as long as you guys work together as a team, don't think of one person as being up over the other. Work together, listen to each other, figure out what works for you guys, and you're going to just crush it.
Seriously. Work as a team, man. Work as a team 100%. Something that occurs to me later on after when you get out of that fog of just the sleep deprivation and the screaming and everything, it will be a fog, but when you get past that and looking back on it, one thing I wish I would have acknowledged a lot sooner, and it was definitely a shortcoming on my part, was I felt neglected. I really did. My image as a man, the image I thought my wife had of me really took a hit because, well, now I have these children who she wants to spend every minute with, and yeah, I love these guys, but I mean, they get like 92% of my time. Let me have 8% with her. Come on, just give me that. But my wife being the amazing person she is, she's just an amazing mom, and don't get me wrong, my wife absolutely loves me and she takes care of me very well, but it was just something I struggle with because she's full-time mom. She's feeding the baby. She woke up and did all the feedings at the night, and you know, I helped with the diapers when I could, but I mean, Haley worked and she took care of the kids, and that was her, and she was exhausted after that. But because she was exhausted, I felt like I was being deprived of my wife. And just looking back with, like I said, that clarity and that maturity of just knowing of, I wish I would have been a stronger and more supporting husband and father during those moments after the baby, to really stand up to my wife and be like, look, I've got this, and I'm solidified in who I am, that I can not only hold myself, but I can hold you. And again, you know, sometimes cool. It's, yeah, thanks, really cool. Thanks, man. It was definitely something I wish I would have realized sooner, and my wife, bless her heart, still loves me for my ignorance, and just carries on, but yeah, she's an amazing woman. Sure. So yeah, it's okay to feel those anxiousness or those longings for your spouse, because it was just you two, and now there's another factor into the situation. Love it and move on, work together, and come together and find that unity to where you guys can be a couple as well as parents.
And when you see your wife having a hard time keeping composure because she hasn't gotten a lot of sleep, you probably haven't gotten a whole lot either, or she's just tired because it's a new challenge, having a new baby. Try not to judge her. Try to support her and recognize that she needs help. It's really easy to get jealous or frustrated, and impatient. But man, it is so important, and it's such an opportunity to grow, learning that patience and that self-control and that composure and maintaining your emotions instead of letting yourself, get really mad and start yelling or get upset, to go, you know what, there's a situation, how can I help with this situation? And like Sean was saying, you might feel a little bit neglected sometimes. I'm not getting all the attention anymore. But instead of that, having that jealousy, to go, okay, how can I help? I really like how you brought that up.
Thanks.
That's a really good point.
To clarify, there were moments when I did lose it. What do you mean I just put you to sleep and I fed you and you're pooping again? I'm gonna leave and walk out into the living room.
It's 3 a.m.
And it's 3 a.m. and don't feel bad. Walk away, get out of the room. That is totally okay. But no, that's totally gonna happen too. I've rocked you in my arms for 2 hours. I've fed you. I've changed you, and as soon as I lay you down,
Dude, that is-
and you just have to take a smile and leave the room and come back later on.
You're not going to be a perfect dad.
No, but keep trying.
Just-
keep trying. Their kids are worth it. Keep trying. Keep going.
The only thing you can be perfect at is just keep trying.
Yep, every day.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Just
Oh, another
keep
poopy
going.
diaper. Oh.
Right? So, hey guys, we want you to just understand that we're just sharing our experience with you from our perspective, and we are nowhere near perfect dads at all. We just hope to motivate you guys to be better dads, to want to aspire to be that person like Sean was talking about that your kids can look up to for a really good example and role model. And yeah, it's gonna take some work and some sacrifice, but it is seriously, there's nothing that brings more joy in my life than my kids. Like literally, I don't know what I would do without my kids. And people will say, oh, you're a single dad, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know how I would do it if I didn't have my kids.
Sure. What a motivation there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So we know you guys can get it. We know you dads can crush it. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you liked it. Be sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening to us this evening, and have a good night.
Peace out, guys.